Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Yes, yes, yes. We got another Castles video for you here. For those of you that are into the game, I'm hoping you're loving the content. I can't help it. They just keep providing some great information that I want to put videos together for. For those of you that are not in the game yet, I'm hoping that I've convinced you enough through the three videos over the last week, plus obviously many more to come, that this game has the potential and the roadmap that makes it worth the attention. So I'm hoping you're getting that out of this. Um, I got a super special one here for you. It is focused on the dungeons. They put out a medium guide, and I'll link it down in the description below, with all the gameplay details that they've been hinting at over the last couple months. For Castles, really giving you a good look of what's to come and how to prepare for it. That's the key there, is they are giving a lot of hints in here how you should prepare to get ready for this launch. And this is a full expansion of a game. This is basically a game inside of a game. So what this video is really going to be, it is going to be a white paper review of the dungeon expansion. Obviously, we don't have a lot of the detail, or I should say, we don't have any the gameplay uh, screenshots available yet. But we have so much more information now that we have this out there. Plus, I'm going to be combining in some of the AMA notes that they've been giving out there, plus some sneak peeks that they have out there. And I'm hoping to walk through this. Go ahead and comment down below. Are you into castles? Are you excited for the dungeons? Let us know. Let everybody know that you are excited for dungeons, the dungeon expansion. I am truly excited, and I get even more excited after I get through these. All right, enough of that. Let's really dive into it. This paper is broken up into a number of different parts. Overview of the dungeon, the heroes, the monsters, the treasures, lots of different things that you can get from doing the dungeons. First of all, the main premise of it, you're going to have a hero or multiple heroes that goes into a dungeon, fights monsters. There are several classes, so some are better against other monsters. Once you defeat a monster, you have a chance at getting NFTs. You have a chance at getting treasure. You have a chance at getting new tokens, a new token that they have in the game. And you have just a chance at getting closer and closer to a boss attack, which gives you better rewards. Um, and you don't just get standard simple material NFTs are that you can use to craft something down the road. You have chance of getting high rarity items, heroes, full equipment, um, like I said, treasure. So it's they are doing it right. This reminds me a lot of actually going and grinding in a multiplayer game like World of Warcraft or something like that, where you're actually getting different forms of treasure and it's different every time, and you're just getting good stuff. It makes it fun. Just it sounds fun. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the details. I did mention new types of coins. Once Dungeon Expansion comes out, instead of the one MSource coin that they currently have in place, they are going to have three different types of coins. MSource will still be there. It'll still be used to produce, in combination with some of the crafting items, the logs, the fine lumber, and so forth, in order to get you packs, which when you get packs, you get rune source. So it will still be used quite a bit. But they are introducing the two additional coins, the rune source and the treasure source. Rune source you're going to get from the Explorers Guild, which is a crafting event that we'll highlight here in the future. You'll also get it from opening the land packs. I did a whole other video previously around land packs and Explorer Guild, which kind of gives you some of the details. There's going to be an additional way you can get rune source. This is a rare of the coin. It is used to really boost up the rarity of the treasure that you're getting. Um, Really, instead of getting common monsters or common equipment out of things, you are boosting it up to get all the way up to legendary and mythic. That's what the rune source is. It's there to give you better rewards. Treasure Source, that's the new one. This one has not been mentioned before in any of the AMAs or any of the discussions. Treasure Source is really you earned when you go in dungeon. Once you fight monsters, you can get Treasure Source from the monster itself, or you can get some sort of treasure thing, and we'll talk about that more here in a second. That you can turn in for Treasure Source. Treasure Source is used to produce the monster packs. It's going to be needed. It's also used to recharge your heroes. So it's got a lot of use for it. This is the more common of the different new coin that's going to be in the dungeons. Let me quick jump and check to see if I missed anything. There's some details in here. Again, I'm going to link this, but just in the interest of time, I'm trying to get through the important things. I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit here and then come back to that. Let's go to heroes. There are going to be two different types of heroes in the dungeons. You have the starter heroes. These are the heroes that are, I guess, the easiest to get. They're the low entry point for the dungeon. They're going to cost $10, obviously in wax, um, and they're going to basically be limited to 30 daily uses. The reason they are cheaper and more available, because there's going to be an infinite number of them available, is the rewards are going to be a little bit less, and they have a limited uses. So basically, once you use them those 30 times, they're done. So there's some benefits to those because of lower energy points, but there's also a lot of limitations to the star heroes. Then you're going to have the great heroes. These are the ones that are more scarce. There's going to be a limited drop early in the before the dungeon launches, and then you're able to find these as you go through the dungeon. These range from common all the way to mythic. Obviously, more benefits as you go up in the rarities. There is no limit to the earnings, so you're not meshed with all the other starter heroes in a pool as far as what you get. You actually get a lot better rewards, and there's three different classes to them. There is Luna, who is the spellbinder. This is the one of the first real images that they show of her, all the way from the common up to the fully equipped one. Then we've seen in the past in the sneak peeks, you have the knight, who we've seen in this one as a bunch of different armor, and you can really customize any way that you want. It's more of the melee type, and they've given a quick hint, and I'm right now I'm on the Discord in the sneak peek section. This, I believe, is the thief. This is really the first that we've seen of the third class, which is a thief. We'll see a lot more coming in the future with this one. But there's three character classes. They all have their own benefits. They all have their own types of equipment. For example, they say in here is there's a spell book that you can find, and the spell book is only used for the spellbinder. The knight can't use it. The thief can't use it. So this really shows that there's different items out there that are specialized by the class. That so you may get some things just like in any game. I'm going to reference World of Warcraft quite a bit in this, but just because of the similarities. There's some items in World of Warcraft that you get that you can't use in certain classes, so you either sell them or you can trade them. Bu- it really boosts that type of gameplay in there. Um, so there's also some other notes around the heroes. There are 11 different cosmetic slots. Mentioned this in a previous one. Mostly we've talked about 10 different slots. That's the weapons, that's the armors, that's the spell book that we talked about. But they finally gave us a hint, or they finally told us what the 11th of this is. And I'm going to scroll down here. Like I said, I'm going to jump around this a little bit, and that's this right here. It is the base. The base, there's going to be different bases for different characters that give you different stats and benefits. So there are 11 different things that can really help you through, um, and make your characters better and make them more unique and make them more customizable for you. They also mentioned in here, and this is one of the first times that they've talked about it, is there's certain monsters that can only be defeated by certain classes. For example, there might be a monster that can only be defeated by the knight. So if you only have a spellbinder, you're going to have to sell that monster, or you're going to have to find a knight that can fight it. So, and also in addition to that, there is limitations to rarity levels. For example, a common hero cannot fight a mythic monster. So you need to keep that in mind. There is the ability, and they talked about it a little bit in here, around you being able to blend heroes together to increase their rarity. I think it's three, for example, three commons can you can blend in combination with uh, the some gems, and I'll talk about that also here in a second. That allows you to really boost to a higher thing. I'm sorry, I said gems. I meant enchantment stones. So you can boost heroes up. Obviously, the higher rarity you go, the higher it's going to cost. So that's a neat thing. I'm glad they added that in there. You still got to find them or buy them off the secondary market, but it's neat that you have that ability, so you're not just stuck with a common. You can boost it up, and obviously that makes a burning mechanism, gets rid of those commons, more scarcity, better time, good things. Um, Again, trying to go through this fast. There's so much information. As far as equipment goes, each hero has stamina, and the stamina is really it really limits how many quests you can do a day. The stamina regenerates every 24 hours. For it to be fully back with your stamina, there are ways that you're going to be able to instantly recharge the cooldowns. Royal seals is going to be mentioned a lot throughout this article, and I want to stop there for a second, because if you understand how much Royal Seals is going to be used in the future and is currently used, you'll understand the value that goes along with the courthouse. That is the next crafting event that starts here on May 3rd. Uh, the more use cases for the seals, the more profit you're going to get if you have a courthouse. So that's one of the things that they mentioned throughout here. So two things: get courthouses, so you can profit from that. And then also, it's going to really benefit you to have some castles, because the castles generate royal seals, so you don't have to buy them on the secondary market. And that's going to help out quite a bit also. All right, just jumping through here. This just gives you a quick highlight. Each hero is going to be able to do one free daily quest, or monster battle, they call it. And then after you go through a succession of 7 to 10 daily free monster battles, you have the ability to fight a boss battle. Boss battle is going to give you higher rarity rewards. And there's really no limit. This is also a neat thing. There's no limit to how many heroes that you can own. Basically, if you have the monster packs, or even you don't have the monster packs and you just want to do daily monster battles and own 10 heroes, you can do 10 battles a day and get the rewards and do it however you want to do it. So keep that in mind. I really like the whole combination of things that they have here. They're really trying to build a system that you don't need multi accounts, because you're allowed to use as many heroes as you want to use. All right, I'm going to scroll back up to monsters, since we talked about monsters quite a bit. I included all these details in a separate video, so I'm going to go through this a little quicker, but I want to make sure, if you didn't see that other video, you know. Monsters are obviously important. As I mentioned, you get a daily monster battle every day. You have the ability to fight more beyond that free daily battle. In order to fight against more monsters, you either need to buy those monsters on the secondary market, or you can create monster packs. Monster packs are created through these dungeon tomes, and they will go on sale uh, prior to the dungeon launch. There are 3 different rarities of these dungeon tomes, and from a mechanics perspective, they are all really, there's no difference. It's really cosmetic is the only difference between the rarities. The mythic is going to be more limited, so keep that in mind. But as far as the way you use them, there is no difference between the 3 rarities. So if you're not able to get one all the way till the epic, don't worry. You still have the same value that comes out of it. And these are going to compare to barons, because the only way you can do more than a daily battle is if you have tomes, and you can have as many tomes as you want. So you can go buy 20 of them, as long as you have the treasure source, and we'll call it, just for reference, treasure source is going to be T source, Rune source is going to be R source. If you have enough T source and enough R source, you can craft as many high rarity packs as you want. So keep that in mind. That's another hint when these are available. Uh, it's good to get more than one if you can. All right, I don't know how much they're going to cost. I don't know what the cooldown timer is going to be, but the more you can get, the better in the long runs, because they're going to be, again, similar to Barons, where they generate monster packs like Barons generate land. Um, so again, I have more details and a whole other thing, but basically the other thing I wanted to note in here is when you create a pack with a dungeon tome, it costs T source, and that gives you the lower rarity packs. If you want a higher rarity pack, you need to go ahead and combine the dungeon tome with T source just to generate it, and then plus R source, rune source, that gives you the higher rarity packs. So obviously the higher rarity packs, the higher rarity monsters give you higher rarity and better equipment that come out of the rewards. So it is good to have the Explorers Guild, because that's going to give you passive R source. Whew, like I said, I apologize. There is a lot to unpack in this I'm going to call it a white paper for the dungeon. There's a lot to unpack with this. So I'll probably do other videos on it. All right, I'm going to pause right here. Go ahead and comment down below. Are you going to go for the dungeon tomes? Try and get one of those so you can create monster packs both for yours. And keep in mind, if you don't have enough heroes for your monster packs, you can go ahead and sell those monster packs on the secondary market. Not only can you sell the monster packs on the secondary market, you can open the monster packs, see which monsters that you want to go against, then any additional ones that you have, you can sell those monsters on the secondary market. So it can be extremely profitable to have these tomes. So comment down below if you are going to go for some of those tomes. All right, I know I am. That's simple. Simple as that. And again, this mentions in here that in order to, and I forgot to mention this earlier when you're crafting the monster packs, you also need royal seals, uh, which is crazy. Um, so you're going to need to either generate royal seals through castles, or you're going to buy them. And again, every time you buy them off the game, if you have a courthouse, you get a bit of the profit from it. And something that I forgot to mention in the heroes side is if you buy starter heroes, courthouse also gets a portion of that $10 that you pay for those. So you're not only getting profit for the courthouse from uh, the royal seal sales, but also the starter hero sales. And in the AMA last week, they also mentioned that you will get a portion of the tome sales. I don't think that's mentioned in here, so take that with a grain of salt. That could change. But as of the AMA, they did mention that. So, whew. So courthouses are going to be getting a lot of profit here in the near future, and you still have time to craft those, because that only kicks off here on May 3rd. All right, let me just quick skim through here to see if I missed anything critical. Doesn't look like it. Let me let me go down to the next section. Lots and lots to unpack with this. All right, let's go to monsters. I briefly touched on this, but this is the first time it's really mentioned. Monsters can only be defeated. Monsters out of monster packs can only be defeated by certain classes. The daily free monster battle can uh, can be defeated by anyone. So there's no restrictions on the daily free monster battle. There's only restrictions on the monsters that come out of monster packs. So keep that in mind. So you may either buy a monster pack or generate a monster pack, and you open it up, and you may only be able to fight 2 of the 3 monsters, depending on your heroes. Um, and then you can sell the rest. So it's not like you're completely losing out. You can still sell that extra one to someone that actually needs that monster pack. So, and in addition, as I mentioned earlier, by rarities, certain heroes, common heroes, cannot fight mythic monsters. So that's another thing that you're going to want to keep in mind. So you're going to want to boost up your rarity of your heroes as quickly as possible. That gives you that ability. Last but not least, we have here is I mentioned when you defeat a monster, you can get heroes, you can get equipment, you can get T source out of that. You can also get wealth NFTs. Wealth NFTs are treasure chests, like coin pouches, rubies, emeralds, even king's crowns. These can be traded in for more treasure source, or they can be sold on the secondary market for other people that need the treasure source, depending on how much you are questing. Again, they mentioned here royal seals is going to be part of the process to convert them into treasure source. Another use case for royal seals. Are you seeing that royal seals is one of their key items is really kind of a fourth token that they have in here? It's not an official token, but it's used quite often. All right. I already mentioned the base. There's going to be a lot more to come with this. I hope you are getting excited about this. I know it's not the typical you click and you earn. There's this is more of the multiplayer uh, mechanics. You're not going to have, I don't think, at least they haven't mentioned, I don't know if you're going to be able to go through and actively fight, but the mechanics, the treasures, the main thing that a lot of people love in games like World of Warcraft or other games like that is the treasures that you get, and the fact that you can get heroes, and the fact that you can get equipment and treasure chests, and then you can use as many heroes as you want. Uh, there's a low entry point with the heroes. There is the upper echelon of the heroes. I'm really loving this. And just a couple of hints that if you are at the point where you're either new in the game or you've been in the game a little while, to prepare for this, I highly recommend that you get your lands. So you have that source of M source. You get up to a castle, so you have that source of seals. Also that you do these crafting events. It's not too late to get a courthouse. If you look at the secondary market right now, um, in order to get a courthouse, you need 25 lumber, which you can get. The lumber is expensive. It's relatively expensive right now. I get that. But you can go out there and you can skip all the carpenters and the lumberjacks, and you can go ahead and buy 25 of the lumber. It's going to cost you about 250 wax. And then it's going to cost 70 fine wood, which the fine wood is cheap right now. It is super cheap for how much fine wood is going to be used down the road. It is ridiculously cheap. For wax, you need 70 fine wood in order to make a courthouse. So you can do the math on your own. And then the fine wood is also going to be used for the Explorers Guild, and it's also going to be used to generate land packs. So I am surprised with how cheap fine wood is. I personally, not financial advice, I expect fine wood to jump in price coming up here as soon as the courthouse crafting event starts. So if you're at all looking to get into it, there's a suggestion. Um, Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited for the dungeon expansion? Uh, This is, I think it's like another huge game all in one, and it uses everything from the land and the castles and the M source. So I'm excited. This is actually right now. This is quickly becoming one of my top three games that I am actively invested in. Again, not financial advice. Please do your own research. Um, I know this video is kind of long, a lot to unpack. I wanted to go through this in quite a bit of detail. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for your time.